Hi, everyone. So,
Hi. Okay. Can everyone hear me okay?
yes.
Uh-oh. Just froze on me. Okay, trying this again. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
I can
cool.
hear you.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, great. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining. I'm going to go ahead and share the slides for today. Oops, actually, I'm going to share them in a different way. Why is full screen? Okay. Well, I guess this will work. Can everyone see the PowerPoint?
Looks good.
Okay. If someone else can let me know if there's a chat or anything else in the Teams thing, that would be really great. All right. So welcome to CISLL's Eye Tracker workshop. My name is Allison Gladfelter. I'm one of the co-directors, along with Lindsay Harris, who I think I managed to see before I went into full screen, join this meeting. Yay, hi. So we are thrilled today to kind of go over one of CISLL's resources that we have available for you, the eye tracker. So let me go ahead and do a couple quick announcements first. So for those of you who don't know what CISLL is, we are the Center for the Interdisciplinary Study of Language and Literacy. We are in, I think, our 14th year of existence, so woohoo. So we have a few sort of reminders and comments. So one of the things that helps keep CISLL going, a lot of what we do is funded through indirects from external grants. So if you are a CISLL affiliate, if you've attended any of our meetings, if you're attending today, if you've benefited in any way from CISLL, please consider listing CISLL on your grant submissions as an affiliated center. The money does not come out of your department. It does not come out of your college. It comes out of the general fund that would go to RIPS. So if you've benefited from CISLL in any way through just being an affiliate member, please consider listing CISLL, and then that money goes to help us continue to purchase things like the eye tracker as resources for you. We support seed money grants called POP grants for students and faculty. We offer our retreat and a bunch of other services that we're optimistic are worth your external grant indirect dollars. So please don't forget to include us. Okay, So speaking of some of those upcoming events and reminders, we do have another writing retreat coming up on April 27th. This is via Microsoft Teams. Everyone logs in and says what they plan to write for the hour, and then everyone turns off their camera and microphones and writes for the hour, and then you check back in. So it's just sort of like your Weight Watchers check-in, but for writing. Okay, and then I'm going to defer to one of our deputy directors. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong slide. First, I'll talk about our annual review. So one of the ways that CISLL stays in existence as a center at NIU is we have to gather data on the engagement and scholarship of our affiliates, sort of to justify our existence on campus at NIU. So I'm sure if you are a CISLL affiliate, you've already received a request for this survey. This is really valuable data. We absolutely use this data to justify staying existing. So if you could, it should take you around 10, maybe 15 minutes. And it just asks you what scholarly work you've done in the last year. So from January 1st through December 31st. And if you complete the survey, you'll be entered into a raffle to win some sweet CISLL swag. So please consider doing so. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Julia Ogg, who's one of CISLL's deputy directors. She represents our first special interest group, and she has been essential to helping us coordinate our keynote speaker for our retreat. So I will mute myself and turn it over to Julia.
Thanks, Allison. I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on our annual retreat. We're hoping that everybody can be there. It's scheduled for Tuesday, May 23rd from 9 to 1. It'll be on campus. And we're really excited to have a keynote speaker, Dr. Bob McMurray from the University of Iowa. He's a very well-known researcher, and he has a really exciting talk prepared for us focused on diversity and language development. The title of his talk, it's quite long, so bear with me, but it'll give you a little bit of a taste of what he's going to talk about. It's towards a cognitive science of all people, characterizing real-time spoken and written word recognition across diverse groups leads to fundamental insights about the nature of language. So we're really excited to have Dr. McMurray, and I think his talk is really going to be cutting edge. So please come to that. Part of the planning for the annual retreat will also be hearing about our most recent award or POP grant award winners. And then we'll also recognize our COSA and COFA award winners. We'll hear from the POP grant winners in the past. So what are they kind of up to now? What did they do with their funds? There'll be food, there'll be swag. So definitely come. There's a QR code there. So please fill out the survey to kind of give us a sense of if you're able to attend and any specific dietary needs. We hope to see you then. Thank you.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so moving on then, I'm going to turn it over to one of our CISLL graduate assistants, Ismael Munoz, and I will let him introduce himself, and he is sort of our go-to on all things CISLL resources. So if you've asked for one of CISLL's iPads or one of our laptops with HLM or in vivo or some other resource, you've probably interacted with Ismael. So I will turn it over to Ismael if you are on.
Hello, everyone.
Great.
All right, so as Allison said, I'm a CISLL GA, and my name's Ishmael Munoz. I'm a doctor of physical therapy student, and we'll go ahead and start with the presentation. So today we're going to be talking about the iLink 1000 Plus. It's a camera that can track up to 2000 hertz when the chin rest is used and up to 1000 without the chin rest. The average calibration accuracy is within a quarter of a degree. And then both metrics are well above the minimum required for discourse research.
Ismail, Will you be taking questions during the presentation, or do you prefer people to save them for when you specifically ask for questions? Just so we know.
I was gonna do questions after each video, and then of course questions at the end if anyone has any questions.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. And then now we can get into the software. So the iLink came with Experiment Builder, which is pretty much specifically for eye tracking. And it also came with Data Viewer, which is a tool that is used to process data. It allows you to construct areas of interest after the data is collected. And it also came with sample experiments. So that range from, like it says here, simple words to paragraph presentations, images, and short videos. So what can the eye tracker be used for? So it could be used to observe and measure eye movements. So specifically for language and literacy, you could see how often like a participant needs to backtrack with reading, measuring pupil size, research that involves reading and attention. Again, specifically with language and literacy, you can detect atypical reading patterns, recording what an individual engages with and ignores, which may indicate comprehension difficulties, and there's many more things you could use it for. So how to book the eye tracker. So there's a schedule available for the eye tracker on the CISL's website, which is niu.edu/CISL. I provided a link to the bookings calendar, and just depends on the person's availability on when you can book it. And then next we'll be watching a video on how you can do that.
Okay, give me a second to make sure I know a button that I'm supposed to push that make sure that I can share the audio. Can you remind me, Melissa, where that button is?
Yeah, when you click share at the top, it says share content, click include computer sound.
Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. Here we go.
This video will show you how to book an appointment with CISL's eye tracker. First, we will go to CISL's website, which is niu.edu/CISL, CISLL. Next, we'll go to resources and select eye tracker. You're going to scroll down just a little bit, and then you'll click on reserve time on the eye tracker. Now you can select the time that you would like to reserve the eye tracker, the date, and the staff. We each have different availabilities, so pick the one that suits you best. At the bottom, make sure to enter your name, email, and any special requests that you may have. And select book. Now you have booked an appointment with CISL's eye tracker. All right, before I move on, does anyone have any questions about that? Okay, so now we'll cover how to get to the eye tracker room. So the room is in the Psychology and Computer Science building, which is easily accessible from the NIU parking garage, and it's in the bottom floor of the building in room 28. How to get the key to access the eye tracker. So the key is available for checkout in the Department of Psychology office, which is in room 400 on the 4th floor. They have like a little sign out form that you got to fill out, so make sure you fill that out. And then depending on what time you return it, if it's before 4:30 p.m., you can just return the key to the box and then just fill out what time you returned the key. If it's after 4:30 though, you're just gonna have to throw it in the department mail. All right, and now we're gonna watch a video on how to get there and how to get the key. Hello everybody. Today I am going to show you how to get to the eye tracker room. So I am at NIU's parking garage and we're gonna go walk down the stairs and towards Normal Road. As you can see, we're at the intersection of Normal Road and Lincoln Terrace. And we're going to head to that building over there, the Psychology and Computer Science building. We are coming up to the entrance of the Psychology and Computer Science building. All right, you'll walk in and you'll go to the double doors on the left. Now you'll go down the stairs, just one level. And you'll go through these double doors. And as soon as you go in here, you will turn a left. And now we are at the eye tracker room. Today I'm going to show you how to get access to the key to get into the eye tracker. So I would recommend you take the elevator because it is up on the 4th floor. But if you would like to get some nice exercise for the day, you can go up the stairs over here. Today I'm going to take the elevator. All right, so we're gonna head into the psychology office, which is on the 4th floor. And as you walk out of the elevator, you will see the Department of Psychology office. You walk in here, you go to the left, say hi to the staff, and there's a box with keys in it. The one you're gonna look for is number 28A. Before you take the key, you're gonna wanna fill out some stuff here. As you can see, you'll need your name, number, the time you take it out, and the time you bring it back in. Then once you have that filled out, you can go ahead to take a key, and you're ready to access the eye tracker lab. Once you are done with this, you want to make sure, if no one is in the office, to dump it in here in the department mail. Make sure you really throw it in there so they can grab it. All right, does anyone have any questions about that? Okay, we'll move on then. So now we're going to go over how to set up, calibrate, validate, and shut off the eye tracker. So make sure to sanitize where the participant will be sitting and resting their head. You want to confirm that the participant isn't wearing any makeup. And you want to let them know that they're going to be in the same position for up to 2 hours, depending on the study. So comfort is very important. If they move at all, you might have to recalibrate and then validate the eye tracker again. And then verify that the calibration and validation values are in the acceptable range. And then once you've got all that done and you're done with the study, make sure to sanitize the work area after the trial is complete. And now next, we're going to show a video on how to do all that. Today I'm going to show you how to set up CISLL's eye tracker. First, we want to start by turning on the desktop and the other laptop. Then here you can select iLink just by pressing enter. I'm going to show you how you can set up the participant for the eye tracker. So I will have the participant sit down. I will ask her, do you have any makeup, any mascara, anything?
No.
Nope. And then preferably probably take their glasses off, but I mean they could keep them on. We could test it. So now I'll have her rest. Is that too low for you?
No, it feels okay.
Feels okay? And you want to let your participant know that they may be sitting here for hour, hour and a half, up to 2 hours. So ask them, would you be comfortable here for a long period of time?
Yes.
Okay. Are you comfortable in this position?
Could it be a little higher?
Yes, it can. So now what we can do here is I'll have the participant step outside, and then you just twist these, and this will just move freely. And then tighten it to make sure it's comfortable for the participant, and have them try it.
Great.
Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can focus the lens in case the image is blurry. So we'll come up here and just be nice and delicate because we don't want to break anything. And then you'll zoom in until you get a nice clear image. Before we start calibrating and validating to make sure that the lens is getting good data, we want to go to the track option on the laptop and click yes. And that should pop up on the participant screen. Now we can start with the camera setup. Make sure you are on the correct pupil. We are using the participant's left pupil, and we can start calibrating. Before we press calibrate, we're going to let the participant know that they're going to look at the small circles on the screen. And then we can accept fixation. Then we'll hit accept. And for the pupil threshold, we want numbers between 75 and 115. And for the corneal reflection, we don't want anything over 240. Next, we can hit validate. Accept fixation. And So this is a good example of what we want to see. All of the numbers are below 1. Now we can press accept and you can start collecting data. This is an example of a bad calibration because we do not have a complete square and they are not evenly spaced out. In this case, you would want to press restart to redo it. When we start calibrating, we want to make sure that it says stable and we accept the fixation in order to start the calibration process. This is a much better example and we can accept this and then move on to validate. If the participant is moving all over the place, you would want to instruct them to look at the little small circle on the screen. So right here, the participant has a number that's over 1, so the eye tracker will have her redo that number to see if she can get closer or under 1. And this is what we want to see for validation. And we hit accept. And now I'm going to show you how to shut off the eye tracker. So you're going to want to click on exit setup, exit iLink, and it's as simple as just pressing this shutdown button right up here and then pressing OK. And then we want to do the same with the laptop, which is going to the Windows button, up to the iLab, and clicking sign out. Don't forget to put the cap on the camera. Be nice and gentle because we don't want to scratch the lens. And always make sure to clean up after yourself. All right. Does anyone have any questions before we move on? Okay, so we'll move on to some important additional information here. So there are digital copies of the experiment builder and data viewer manuals on the laptop that's in the eye tracker room. They also have an excellent support forum with technical support staff that responds quickly. There's the website right there, sr-support.com. It's a great source of information that includes video tutorials, FAQs, recorded webinar series on how to use Experiment Builder and Data Viewer software. The only downside is that you have to create an account, but if you don't want to do that, there are also webinar series that are available on YouTube. I provided the links for the Experiment Builder webinar series and then the Data Viewer webinar series. And just wanted to talk about the open house that we will be having in a couple of weeks here, April 26th and the 27th. I think it's a Wednesday and a Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. It'll be in the eye tracker room, which is in room 28 in the psychology and computer science building. And then the QR code here is here for you to RSVP and to try out the eye tracker and eat some cookies. And I'll also drop the link in the chat.
Okay, and I'm just gonna add, so that's a really nice time if you want to just come get familiar with the space or, you know, play around with the eye tracker, ask any questions that you have in person, kind of chatting. That's a good opportunity to do that. And for some reason, I don't know how to go back on this slide. Here we go. Sorry, there it is. There. So yeah, if I went too fast for you to scan the QR code, sorry about that. Any questions about the open house? Any questions in general? Okay, Ismail, you did
Is
a great
there-
job. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just was wondering, is there a list of anywhere of researchers who have used the eye tracker at NIU? I'm just thinking maybe that could be a resource, or like, even just like looking them up and reading the papers. I could see that potentially being helpful. Do we have anything like that?
I think there are actually some on the CISLL website. If you go like to the eye tracker link, there are a few
Okay.
examples of papers on there.
Oh, perfect. Maybe a good thing to check out.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so Ismail's right. So if you go to CISL's website and then you click under resources and then the eye link, eye tracker, eye link 1000 plus. If you scroll down, all of our manuals. So if you want to look over the manual for our eye tracker, that's downloadable right there. The experiment builder manual, all the different manuals are there. There's the direct link to their website. And then here we've linked some different articles that use the eye tracker. As far as people at NIU, I think, I don't know, Ismail, is it just Katie and Britt so far?
I think so, and maybe Karen.
And maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so we're really, thrilled that we have this piece of equipment. We're hoping that everyone feels comfortable using it. So hopefully after watching some of the tutorials and, maybe perusing those really nice, I'm going to see if I can drop those YouTube webinars, the links directly in the chat, so that everyone can familiarize yourself with how to develop your experiments and test stimuli and everything for the eye tracker. Yeah, we'd love to have people use it. So that would be
Do you
great.
know if what the age range is for participants who is able to be a participant using the eye tracker?
I don't know the answer to that. I imagine a lot of that depends on your ability to sit still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. I'm not too sure about the age range, but I think being still is definitely very important.
Yeah, and I don't remember how high our chin rest is. It's probably in the manual, how high off the ground our chin rest is and the height of the chair. So that is a really good question. We'll have to, maybe we can measure that. That maybe at the open house we can measure the height of the chair. Yeah, I see Betty has a question.
Hi, yeah, I was just wondering who is allowed to use it? Like, I teach a research methods and linguistics class. Would I be allowed to take my class to look at it, or to give them an assignment that would, assuming this tutorial will be online somewhere, would I be allowed to have a graduate, like, a doctoral student go and try it out and write a little paper about that experience or something like that?
I would love that. The answer is absolutely. So we do recommend, so the resource is available to CISLL affiliates. So the first thing they would need to do is click here on this big red button that says become an affiliate. It's not an exclusive club. Anyone who wants in is in. So if you had your grad student, fill out this and say, hey, I want to be a CISLL affiliate, let me join. And then we say, great, you're in. And then they go back to the iLink thing and reserve a time. And then they're in. Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, and then the follow-up to that, yes, we are recording this so that so you can see here also on our website, we have a YouTube link. All of our CISLL videos are on our YouTube page. So yes, this whole training video will be on the YouTube.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Other questions?
I also wanted to add that unfortunately the iLink is not a mobile device, so it does have to stay in the room.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so if your grad students
Sure.
want to tinker, they have to go to the psych and computer science building to tinker. But yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
I remember, Ismail, when you were showing us the reserve the eye tracker feature, you had to indicate which staff member you want to be there. So does that mean that we would need to make arrangements ahead of time to make sure that it looked like the options were you or Allison, to make sure that you and Allison can be there when we want to do our study?
Not to do the study. It was more like it's so I'm glad Allison has the website here popped up. It's only to like complete like training and orientation. It's usually like one session. But that's it. After that, like to do participants and stuff like that, you might have to click on me or Allison, but we don't have to be there for you to run the trial or the study.
I think what we had discussed is you schedule your initial appointment to come get trained, and after that we would enter you as, is that correct? You would be entered and then you could select yourself as the person, as the staff member. Or am I mistaken?
I don't think we should chat about that, because I don't remember in the bookings app how that works, if you necessarily do. I think you could just list me or Ismail as far as like a time. Really what we care about is that the time's reserved. So if you're running it, but I can't remember in the bookings app how that works, but yeah, we'll have to tinker and figure that out.
Right.
Yeah, because we don't want
Another question.
overlapping people at the same time. That's the one. The time is really what matters.
And then each of those little mini tutorials, which were really helpful, Ismail, will those also be on the website if people don't want to watch this entire recording, but just want to remember how to calibrate? They can click on an individual video.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
gonna put those on. Yep.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I think the plan is, yes, for us to put each of those videos on our YouTube.
Yeah, exactly what Allison said.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Other questions?
I would be interested in hearing anybody who's attending here who is considering doing an eye tracking study or using it with students, like Betty mentioned, or yeah, what is your interest in the eye tracker?
Well, I can, since you mentioned me, I can say, well, two things. One is, of course, just I teach a class in research methods and linguistics, and I talk about eye trackers because they are used for all kinds of studies. I have in the past wished I had access to an eye tracker because I research inference in in various kinds of non-canonical syntactic constructions. So it would be very cool to set up studies such that, excuse me, you can, make reference to a doctor and then say, the nurse, blah, 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 or also entering was a nurse, and kind of measure how the subject's eyes travel, as opposed to, instead of a nurse, a woman or a man or a cat or what have you, to see how what we expect to be inferential relations behave in non-canonical syntactic constructions that I have in the past claimed behave differently depending on what I've assumed are inferential relations, but an eye tracker could help me get evidence for the fact that there actually are those inferences being made. And that's just a, kind of standard priming effect. And you can imagine how easy that would be with an eye tracker, which I've never had.
That sounds really cool. One of my first projects I worked on as a graduate student was exactly that kinds of bridging inferences, using ERP to see, like, look at the N400 reaction to encountering nurse after. So yeah, that would be a nice complement to that kind of research.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to remind everyone to go ahead and sign up for the open house. And Betty, that might be a good opportunity for your students to go and tinker too if they wanted with eSmile, knowing that he's already going to be there, and then they can get cookies to do it too. So I'll wrap up with just, again, a few quick reminders, and then we'll do our swag raffle. So don't forget, our next writing retreat is April 27th. Again, that's via Microsoft Teams, and if you're a CISLL affiliate, you'll get those emailed to you. Also, please help us complete our annual survey by April 21st. And also, our annual retreat, please don't forget to mark your calendars for May 23rd. Julia, can you remind us when Dr. McMurray's talk will be? So if you can't attend the entire 9 a.m. till 1 p.m., if you want to just come for Dr. McMurray's presentation, can you remind us what time we think that's going to be at?
Yep, it's at 10, and I think we'll go wrap up around like 11:15 or so.
Okay, great. So if you want to skip the breakfast and the lunch and just come for the keynote, you're welcome to do that too. Okay. Emma, are we ready for our raffle?
Yes, we are ready. And just so you guys know, all those links for the survey and the RSVPs are right here in the link that I just dropped. And if you're not an affiliate yet, the link for becoming an affiliate is also in there. So our raffle, I've entered everybody who is in the room right now into a little online spinner, and I'm gonna spin it here, and you'll get to choose your choice of CISLL swag. So let's see. And our winner is King Chung. So I will contact you and find a time for you to get the swag, and you can choose from a notebook, an umbrella, or a duffel bag. So congratulations.
Congrats, King.
Yeah, congrats. Awesome. Okay, I think that's all we had planned for today. So go ahead and use the 10 minutes early that we're ending to fill out that annual survey and RSVP for our retreat. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and hopefully we see you at the open house. Great.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh, Angelina, sorry. Did you have a question?
Yes, a quick question. Do you know if you had the barcode to scan for the honors events?
Yes. Give us a second, and I think Dr. Walter will put that in the chat.
Yes, I had it in the chat at the beginning. I'll go ahead and put it in again here at the end.
Thank you.
No problem. There you go. Thanks so much for attending.
Thank you. Allison and Emma, could you hang on for just a sec?
Yep. Can we end the recording? Let's see. I think Emma started it. Thanks for recording.